From Stephen Colbert taking over for David Letterman, the MTV Movie Awards, a lot of buzz about Twitter, and much more. We are your source for entertainment news. Hello everyone, and welcome to Hashtag That. I'm your host, Liv Dufo, here with my panelists, Nelliana and Naya. To start things off, CBS announced Thursday that Stephen Colbert will take over as the host of The Late Show when David Letterman retires. Letterman said on his show last week that he plans to retire in 2015, ending more than 30 years of late night. Colbert said, quote, "I'm thrilled and grateful that CBS chose me," end quote. Colbert will drop the caricature of the conservative pundit he is known for being. What do you guys think of all the changes in these late night shows and the talk shows? Like, Colbert's not the only person who's taking over for somebody else.
Yeah, I'm confused by the whole process because it just elicits so many questions like, what is the top show? Who fills them in? Are they just nobodies that turn into people that are important?
I mean, I think I see a bright future for the show now because knowing Stephen Colbert, he's a pretty funny guy. He's has a lot of dry humor.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be really good to see him step up to the plate. And as for the confusion, I can completely agree with that because it's all of a sudden now it's a big change, but I guess, it's new time,
He still
new
has a
people.
show.
They're all
He still
talk
has a show,
shows.
so what's the difference?
Exactly.
It's like, okay, I get a new name,
Yeah,
a new time slot.
yay!
It's all different.
Do you think it has something to do with the time slots and the people who watch,
Probably.
they want a specific time slot? Because other than that, they're all talk shows.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah.
and
I
they
mean,
all
I could
have
see-
brand name talk shows.
Yeah. I could see because he's dropping his persona that he's put together, so that's a little bit different, and it's a change, but I don't see it being that much different.
Yeah.
It's still him.
It'll be
in the
interesting
spotlight.
to see who he really is, though, because I mean, it's kind of like he's coming out as a new person. I mean, if that's his persona, what's he really like?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
it'll be interesting. Last night was the 2014 MTV Movie Awards. It was a very laid-back and definitely entertaining award show. Categories you'll never see in any other award show included Best Comedic Performance, Best Villain, Best Kiss, Best Musical Moment, as well as Best Shirtless Performance. Zac Efron took home the popcorn for that one, but not before getting his shirt ripped off on stage. The performance of Eminem and Rihanna also had fans on the edge of their seats. The duo performed live for the first time their #1 smash hit, The Monster. Did you guys watch the MTV Movie Awards, and what did you think of everything?
I thought it was really cool.
I definitely watch these shows strictly for the fashion and see them walk on the runway. I've seen so many looks. One look I saw was Zendaya, Disney Channel. She started to look a little grown, but for the most part, she's looking really gorgeous. And as a whole, everyone looked gorgeous.
It's so weird to see, I think, to see Disney Channel stars at shows like MTV Movie Awards, because all of a sudden you see them on these kids shows and they come out and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
They look so, they're stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I like watching these award things for the cool extra things that they do. Like Ellen DeGeneres, she ordered the pizza. At this one, they had the grumpy cat, which is the internet meme. I thought that was really cool. Most people don't really see the actual cat.
Exactly.
So it was nice to see something weird like that.
It's interesting to see what the hosts do with the show. It's such a broad spectrum. You're the host, you can do anything. So it's really cool to see how they come out, and it's like a performance of their own.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's amazing.
Yeah, especially since this is so casual. Some of the awards,
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
actual awards. Oh, I look good with my shirt
Like
on.
Zac Efron.
Yeah.
That's what makes the show a lot more entertaining because it's anything could happen at this point.
Yeah.
Especially
Right.
the MTV Movie Awards. It's so casual, so
Yeah.
laid back. Things
Yeah.
like
Rules.
shirts ripping off can actually
Yeah,
happen.
exactly. You would never expect
Oh my
that.
god,
It's
no, because at the
what?
Oscars, if that happened, you'd be like, oh no, we're prestigious here. But it's something like this, it's
Yeah.
it's funny. And sometimes I
Right.
think it could be more entertaining because, like Naya said, anything can happen.
Anything.
So it's the R-rated version of award shows.
PG kind of.
Yeah.
The dynamic comedy duo Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are said to be working on a new movie titled The Nest. Universal Pictures confirmed to BuzzFeed that Poehler is in final discussion to star with Fey in the new comedy film. Faye and Polar will play sisters who find out that their parents' house has been put up for sale, so they spend a wild weekend together. The movie will be directed by Pitch Perfect's Helmer Jason Moore, with Faye and Polar as producers. Are you guys excited for these two comedic duo to reappear on screen together?
I mean, I actually am. When the two of them get together, it's nothing but straight comedy. I've watched them since their days on SNL and they made the transition into the movie scene. So I'm actually excited for what they're gonna do in this movie. I'm definitely gonna go watch, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna see it. Tina Fey to me is kind of overrated. I don't really like her counterpart, Amy. She's kind of like, I don't know, just like, she's just annoying to me.
Really?
I don't know. I don't care for her that much. I know, I'm tough.
Tell us how you really feel.
Don't hold back. It's like, I'm over you. Saw you in Mean Girls once, and it's like, God. Okay, like,
yeah. I like them. I saw them in Baby Mama together, which I didn't love it, but I thought when they hosted together, they were hysterical. Yeah. So I'd love to see, like, if they could kind of combine Baby Mama with their dynamic as hosting an awards show and just make something incredibly funny. Because I think they're funny.
I think so too.
I think if they could pull it off with the comedy, it just depends like what type of thing. Because SNL is very different from some of the other things that they've done. So I think it's just like what type of category this will fall into will determine their success.
And sometimes I feel like they're better on SNL because it's ad-libbing. It's more like they can make it their own, whereas in a movie they have to fit a character. So I think maybe them being themselves is funnier than them trying too hard to play a character.
Yeah, that can be tough.
Disney's Oscar-winning movie Frozen has created a frenzy so large that all versions of Queen Elsa's sparkling blue dress are being sold out in U.S. stores. Parents are now going on eBay and spending up to $1,000 on a limited edition version of the dress that was originally less than $150 when it first hit Disney stores in mid-November. Do you think parents are spending way too much on Frozen apparel?
I just have an eye roll for them. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Like
$1,000 for a dress for
a
little kid.
A little kid dress,
a
costume.
I thought at first it was they have that on Twitter. There's a prom dress. I thought that's what they were talking about. So I mean, it is all versions. So I guess I can see like, oh, you're going to prom. You want to look beautiful. Yeah. But a child who will outgrow the dress in a year,
matter of months even, depending on like the growth spurt.
Yes.
It's so funny because when I went to research, I'm like, what is this $1,000 Elsa dress? I looked it up and I saw like a picture of kitty dresses, and I thought it was an ad for like Disney store kind of a Queen Elsa dresses costume. And I was like, wait, no, this is the actual dress. It's $1,000. Oh my! When did it ever get that real?
And if people are spending that much money, they're talking about making costumes for Anna and Elsa for Halloween. So if parents are willing to spend that much on just a little kid dress, what are the Halloween costumes prices going to be? I mean, it's insane.
I just think it's ridiculous. People will get over Frozen. It's a great movie. I love it. I think it has a great message, and it's just something that will move on like every other movie.
Oh, exactly. Because it's a phenomenon now, but what about when the next Disney movie comes out, like, and all the kids are like, oh my God, more toys. Like, literally, like, who's Elsa?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, do you really want to spend that much? Like, say for college, you don't need the Frozen apparel.
Like, you can love your children, but
you know what? There's a line for that.
The public is definitely crossing it with that $1,000.
Oh yeah, no. When we return, find out what's happening on Twitter. But first, here's your Instagram of the week. Stay tuned.
This week's Instagram of the week is brought to you by the Bobcat Shop. The Bobcat Shop is your source for custom printing and embroidery for your team, organization, or group. The Bobcat Shop is located at 1010 Sherman Avenue, just 2.5 miles from the Mount Carmel campus. This week's Instagram is by @WhatMyNameIsJoe. He posted this picture of Bobcat's sunglasses to announce his acceptance to Quinnipiac next fall. Congrats, Joe! Be sure to follow #that on Instagram and Twitter for a chance to be featured on our show.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Qcash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for our favorite problems that aren't really problems at all. Let's check them out.
I'm sitting at the window making sure the kids in the street don't hit my car with their ball. Hashtag first world problems. Well then. Really? Like, is that
That's
really?
paranoid.
That is
I'm
paranoid.
sorry.
Park your car.
Your car and
Yeah.
kids,
Wow,
and what,
like-
like, they're probably playing with like a tennis ball. It's not going to damage your
Yeah.
car.
If
It's like I know there are some jerks out there who would probably do like a hit and run sort of thing
Yeah.
with the ball, but I don't know.
But if we're talking little children here, I don't think they're intentionally
Yeah.
going to go after your
Like,
car.
yeah.
Exactly. Like, no, probably not.
Exactly.
So my dorm room didn't have air conditioning until now. Hashtag first world problems. So this comes paired with a picture that has like one of those giant window fans and a bowl of ice in front of it.
What?
I think that's a little bit extreme. Is it really that hot?
I mean, not yet. But
Yeah, exactly.
we'll get there, and that's actually kind of innovative. I might take that idea.
Let me write that down really quick. I'm going to use that later.
Use that.
Yeah, I just go around with like a personal fan. Just
No,
like,
that doesn't
One
do
of the
quite
mini
do
ones
the
that
Yeah,
like walk
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I go on my knees, just fanning myself.
We'll bring back the fans that like whip open and start
Oh,
fanning
yeah.
ourselves. We'll be found a new fashion
Yeah,
statement,
there you
bringing
go.
them back.
Trend.
Well, Twitter is very popular this week. Twitter announced Tuesday that they will be changing the look of the user's profile page with a fresh design and new features, calling it, quote, a whole new you, end quote. Along with a larger profile photo and customized header image, the new profile will highlight specific tweets and allow people searching through to find the kind of tweets that they want to view. Tweets with the most favorites and retweets will appear larger, and users can pin a favorite tweet to the top of his or her profile page. Do you guys like the new Twitter design?
I think it's bizarre.
Really, I actually kind of like it. I mean, honestly, any type of new update when it comes to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I'm gonna love it because I just
Really?
love the latest and new technology. So when I saw it, by the way, not too many people have it. When I saw it, I was just like, wow, what is this? It does kind of look like Facebook.
Yeah, that's what my problem was
Yeah.
with it. I just got it today because it had one of those like, oh, do you want
Oh, you have
try
to
something
wait.
new?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I was so shocked because it has that giant like background picture. You know how Facebook
Oh,
has
the,
it,
like,
the
cover
wall-
photo,
the
yeah.
cover photo. It has that exact same setup, and it's bizarre because it seems like Facebook and Twitter switched. Now Facebook's timeline looks like Twitter's.
Yeah.
and it's
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
It's like they were both like, oh wow, this is a
Like-
great idea.
Like
Let's
flip-flop.
try it. Like,
I know.
But one feature that I do like about it is now that your most retweeted tweets are now highlighted a lot more than
that's-
the regular.
see, I like
think
that.
that's really good.
However, it also makes it easier to stalk people if you go and you're like, oh, what kind of tweets do I want to look at?
Yeah,
Let's see.
true.
Like, it's
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
not
creepy.
really sure how that will work just because if it's supposed to be more of like a timeline, I don't know how it will go in order of when you tweet it
Yeah.
versus like, oh, this one is like my favorite that I want everybody to like favorite.
I wonder if they'll change it so instead of like in chronological order, it'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, this was most favorited, so we're gonna put this at the top
Yeah.
instead of what was
Yeah.
most recent. But that could get confusing too.
Yeah, it's
Because
like,
then how
oh,
do you know?
I put it right now,
Yeah.
but nobody's favorited
so
it.
it's
what,
not.
Nobody sees
No one's
it?
ever
It's
seen.
so
Yeah,
weird.
because how will it be favorited if no
Yeah,
one's seeing
exactly.
it? Like, yeah, that could get confusing.
Maybe they'll work out the kinks eventually.
He's like, yeah, they'll perfect it. And in other Twitter news, it may be ruining your relationship. A University of Missouri study found that frequent Twitter use may be detrimental to relationships and lead to divorce, breakups, and even cheating. The study collected information about Twitter use, relationship status, and whether people had experienced any Twitter-related conflict with their partner. The study also showed that the more often a respondent reported to be an active Twitter user, the more likely they were to experience Twitter-related conflict with their partner. Do you think that social media is ruining relationships, including Twitter?
No. I think it's all in how you handle it, all in how mature you are with it. If it's that real that it's going to ruin your relationship, you might want to stay away from it. Only you can damage your relationship. Like,
Yeah, I
very
think the
true.
problems of today are really bizarre.
Yeah.
I've seen like advice columns for like newlyweds saying, oh, when you get married, like delete your social media accounts because if you see a friend from high school, you're gonna be like, oh, hey, like let's reconnect, and then that could lead to that cheating.
Exactly.
But it is really how you handle it.
Yeah.
If you have self-control and you know the boundaries and like where the line is, it's easy not to cross. And I
It
feel
is.
like the few people who are those cheaters, they would cheat
Regardless
Yeah.
of Twitter.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird how, like, back in the day, there was no Twitter, there was no Facebook, so you didn't really know what your partner was doing, but now you can go on their Twitter and see like exactly what they're doing exactly the right time. So I can kind of see how it could cause problems because I feel like there's so much drama involved with social media, but at the same time, like you both said, if you're mature and you handle it well, then there should be no issues. But yeah, I do feel like social media does cause problems between relationships. So I feel it's complicated. This past weekend, Quinnipiac held their annual Relay for Life event. Many students and members of the local community came together to show their support for the fight against cancer. Relay for Life provides an opportunity for cancer survivors to share their story and those that lost the battle to be remembered. Have either of you participated in Relay for Life?
I never have. I've always wanted to just because it seems really fun. They have all these cool activities happening. But I know a lot of my friends went and they like tried to stay the whole time. It was like a cool thing to do.
It's interesting because I know that they also have Relay for Life at a lot of neighboring schools. So throughout my social media, I saw people doing the Relay for Life. And I thought it was so cool because they posted their pictures at the Relay for Life event and then wrote like their stories on why they walked. And it was so touching. So I feel like it's something I'll definitely do in the future.
Yeah, I participated in it. And I thought it was just amazing to see how many people actually came out to be a part of the event. Like you would never expect that. So, and it's just like, it's such a great cause. And like you said, a million schools are doing it across the country.
Even high
so
schools.
exactly.
Yeah, my high school does that.
Really, so it's nice to see that like everybody does join together to fight against cancer. So I think it's an amazing event, and I hope it continues. Don't touch that remote. We'll be right back with more entertainment news. But first, let's see our tweet of the week.
This week's Tweet of the Week is brought to you by the Bobcat Shop. The Bobcat Shop is located at 1010 Sherman Avenue and is your go-to source for Quinnipiac apparel and accessories. This week's Tweet of the Week is by @SA_Griffin_Music. She tweeted, "Picking up my cap and gown this afternoon. #Quinnipiac, #graduate, #excited." Make sure to follow us at #ThatQU on Instagram and Twitter for a chance to be featured on our show.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
Welcome back. Here are our favorite QU problems of the week.
It surprises me that I'm going to be a junior and I still can't get into classes and I need and have to take only 4 classes. #Quinnipiac problems. This is a problem and it needs to be solved because this actually happened to me where I tried to register for a class that I needed and they told me that I didn't have enough space. And I'm like, but if I need it, there is always going to be space because I need it. So
it's a requirement.
Yeah, it's like there's no choice here. Like what's really going on? So I don't know. That needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I know it's like a big issue, especially with those required classes, but even with electives, like I don't want to take a class that is like totally not like of interest to me, and just being forced to have to settle when we're paying so much money to come here is kind of disappointing.
Also, if you're registering on the last day, there's nothing open. So you're forced to take classes that probably aren't necessary for your major, so it's like, what? Like, why is this happening? I don't need to take this, so I shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I know for some of the classes that you do need, you can get placed into them. That's what happened with my economics class because so many people sign up. You hear all the tour guides saying like, oh, we have like such a low like classroom size, but my economics class next semester is going to have 40 students.
Wow.
And that's when they decide to cap it, and it's because we don't have enough classes or
maybe
what's
we should
the problem.
open more. Maybe we should open more.
It could be that we need more, even like more teachers or certain teachers to teach more sections of classes because the classes fill up so fast, and that's great that they're small, but what about all the students who can't even get in and they need those classes?
Yeah, it's It's an issue they'll have to look into.
Yeah, definitely.
Sushi line, more like Great Wall of Chartwells. Hashtag Quinnipiac problems. This has been crazy. This is why I haven't eaten sushi here. I think I've eaten like people's leftovers from sushi here, but never actually stood in the lines.
Me neither.
I don't particularly like sushi anyway, so that's not a problem for me. But seriously, walking through the cafe, you have to weave through the sushi line to get to anything else. Because it's going like out the door. It's like, oh, just like, excuse me.
It's unavoidable. Like even if I'm not going on the sushi line, if I'm trying to get a sandwich, it's even more intimidating because it's like right by the sandwich area. So I'm like, if I see this line, I don't even want to go to that area. So
because then they morph together. You're like, am I in the sushi line? Am I in the
sandwich line? Yeah.
I guess you just have to time it right. Like,
yes.
oh, I have to go in between classes, but not at a certain time because some people might leave early or like, I don't know.
There are certain times in the caf where you just, like 6:30 p.m., don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't go because you will be in line for 45 minutes and it's not worth it. Too funny. Beyonce's first cover story since the surprise release of her album in December is an interview with Out magazine. She opens up to the LGBT publication about becoming the world's most powerful brand. Beyonce said in the interview, quote, "I'm very happy if my words can ever inspire or empower someone who considers themselves an oppressed minority. We are all the same and we all want the same things," end quote. Beyonce also talks about the surprise release of her self-titled album and her fears with what the public's reaction would be. Do you think the public has responded well to Beyonce's surprise release?
How could they not?
I know.
Beyonce's so awesome. When she says, "Oh, I'm really worried about what people will think," it's like, are you really? People idolize you.
I think she was more worried because I think she had a lot more hands-on into this album. Not saying she hasn't in the past, but this album came from more of her creative self. So I think she's more worried, and it's easy to say that because we're the fans and we're like,
Beyonce, like we
we
love you, like worship
How
her.
could you doubt our love?
I know.
But I mean, when you're trying to create something and you don't know what's gonna happen, this could have been her downfall album. Who would have known? But she brought it out there. Everyone loves it. It's like at the top of its game right now. It's still going. Came out in December and it's still going strong.
It's nice
now
that
April.
She seems like a real person that like, okay, it's Beyonce have fears, so I can have fears too. Like, she's so unbelievable. I mean, she does so many things at once. She was on tour when she was making this album and making music videos for it. So, and she did it all secretly. Nobody had any idea. And then she comes out, she's like, "I'm Beyonce, everyone. I have a new album." So like, I think she's pretty amazing for, I mean, no one else has ever really done that. So I thought she's pretty cool. Go Beyonce. Yeah. Love her. To continue, on April 10th, Rage Against the Machine's Tom Morello had the honor of inducting Kiss into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Morello talked about the awesomeness of the band and discussed the band's important influence in the rock and roll genre. Each band member made a short speech about being inducted and how honored they all felt. What do you guys think of Kiss being inducted?
I don't really care for their music, but good for them. I mean, and everybody gets an award. It's just like,
yay!
I mean, I thought when I first heard about it, I was like, wait, why aren't they inducted already? Because I feel like they've had such an influence on that era during the 80s, and I'm just like, why aren't you guys inducted again? Like, I don't know. I watch a lot of documentaries on the Music Channel, so I'm very familiar with them and their music and the impact that they had. So it was kind of shocking as to why they weren't already in it.
It was surprising when I read the story about it. I thought to myself, like, you're so popular and you've been popular, so why is this happening now rather than way earlier? Side note.
It's probably just cementing, like, okay, they're not a fad, they're a real thing. Like, people do really enjoy their music, so they're here to stay and like they're part of the culture now.
Yeah, so good for, I mean, congratulations to them. It's nice that they're finally being inducted, and I'm sure they felt incredibly honored. You know, it's very prestigious to be able to do that. Emmy Award-winning actress Katherine Heigl is suing the pharmacy Duane Reade for using a picture of her leaving the store as promotional material. The lawsuit was filed Wednesday, and the actress is seeking at least $6 million in damages. The lawsuit says that the company is exploiting Heigl's image for commercial gain despite her objection. Heigl plans to donate any lawsuit proceeds to a charitable fund that helps animals. Do you think Heigl's doing the right thing or overreacting about being used for the pharmacy?
$6 million is pretty steep.
But that is creepy.
It is very creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's like if you came out of Chartwell's and somebody took a picture and was like Liv loves Chartwell's.
Yay!
It is very creepy, but at the same time, I'm not saying she shouldn't react. Reaction that's her private life.
Exactly.
But $6 million?
Well, it's for the animals. She did say
charitable fund.
Not all of it. Not all of it's for the animals.
No.
So,
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that $6 million. Also, Katherine Heigl, you have enough money. You're an award-winning actress, so I mean, come on, let's cut that, and you don't need more money. However, it's wrong of the pharmacy to she's just walking out of a pharmacy, and paparazzi takes a picture, and now it's like, oh yay, she supports Duane Reade Pharmacy, so that's kind of weird. Yeah. Elijah Westbrook is here with a super funny question that. Let's take a look.
The next time you reach out to shake someone's hand, consider this finding. A recent study of hand-washing habits found only 5% of people who use the restroom scrubbed long enough to kill germs that can cause infections. 33% didn't use soap, and 10% didn't wash their hands at all, according to the study, based on Michigan State University researchers. How does that make you feel? Pretty gross, right? Well, let's go around Quinnipiac and see if students actually wash their hands or wash their hands correctly. Hey, you, pass me the Purell. Honestly, guys, how often do you wash your hands?
Every time if I eat something, go to the bathroom, pretty regularly, I'd say.
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I would say probably around 10 times a day, just because after going to the bathroom or preparing food, etc.
Pretty often. I'm a pretty clean person, so.
Like 15 times a day.
Do you honestly wash your hands 15 times a day?
Maybe like 10. I wash them a lot.
Yeah, do you
in the morning, I use soap.
You use hand sanitizer as well?
If I sneeze or something like that, yeah.
Every time I use the bathroom.
Do you really, though?
No, legit, I wash my hands every time I use the bathroom.
Okay, because there was a study that was done that said that 90% of Americans actually do not wash their hands after they leave the bathroom.
Actually,
so how does that make you feel?
I have a friend that's part of the 90%, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say her name right now. But I'm not part of that 90%. I am a part of the rare 10.
I mean, not really surprised. We've kind of shifted from washing our hands to relying on hand sanitizer.
If it is true, that's a disgrace. That's really gross.
Actually disgusting.
Isn't that really gross, right?
Repulsive.
The fact that I've maybe shook 3 or 4 people's hands today is kind of gross. Do you want to shake my hand now?
No, I don't.
No, not at all. No. I'm going for it. No.
I can't. No.
Okay.
That's actually really nasty.
Yeah. That is disgusting.
So you probably shook someone's hand today that did not wash their hands.
I think I'm gonna go wash my hands again right now.
You want to shake my hand after that?
No, thank you.
So are you part of the 90%? Or not? Back to you guys. Ow, I kind of like that. Or not.
When we return, find out what new ride is coming to Universal Studios. Stay tuned.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Qcash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Welcome back to Hashtag That. Universal Studios announced Tuesday that they plan to add a Fast and Furious themed feature to the park's tram ride. The attraction will roll guests on the tram ride into a newly constructed 50,000 square foot structure that will house a 360-degree screen. The ride will use a combination of hydraulic lifts and 3D images to bring the Fast and Furious experience to life. Will either of you be going to the opening of the ride?
Not to the opening. I'm not made out of money. But I think it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I just think that Harry Potter World and their new extension of that will totally trump Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's International Fast and Furious is awesome, and they have 80 movies, but
I mean, what's the harm of going to both? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You can spend the day at the park.
Exactly.
If I ever get the chance to go to Universal Studios, I would definitely love to go on the Fast and Furious ride because I love Harry Potter too. I was definitely a part of the whole, fan club. but I'm more of an action type of ride person.
Yeah.
So the whole thrill of being on Fast and Furious is definitely going to draw me in, and then I'll go to Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think everybody has to try it at least once.
I
ride
agree.
and it sounds really cool.
It sounds, no,
it's 3D and everything.
Oh my gosh,
that's
it's going to be
probably
awesome.
latest technology.
Hydraulics and all that extra features.
Fancy.
Hello. And you're already there, so you might as well hit up all of the rides.
Yeah.
Like, just, you know, you're in Universal, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
But I bet it will be, I mean, they just keep coming out with new ideas all the time.
Yeah.
So I just think Universal is such an amazing theme park, and it will only grow from here.
Yeah.
It will be awesome. That's all we have for you this week. Thanks for joining us here on #that. I'm your host, Liv Dufo, here with Neliana and Naya. Be sure to follow us at #thatQU for a chance to be featured on our show. We'll see you next week.